Hey there, it's JohnBurry555, and Season 18 of Jetlag the Game is now airing. Obviously, this video should have been out on Wednesday to correspond with when the episode dropped on YouTube, because that's when I'm going to release my reviews, or at least these short reviews. But anyhow, Episode 1, hard questions, I believe, but basically the first one, we introduced to the mechanics, how the flop that they're using, how they get to choose which state they go to claim, but it's not like in Battle for America where they could go wherever they want. No, they have to go to a state that's on one of the cards that are in the flop. A neat mechanic they also have is that there's a private card, which means you have that state, you can go claim it at any time, but the other team doesn't know, which I think is a very neat way of doing it. I think it could definitely have some pretty interesting effects, probably definitely later in the game. Of course, that is not all. They also have wild cards. Now, I think there might be more wild cards reviewed in episode 2, which I haven't watched yet, but in episode 1, probably the craziest wild card, Canada, is reviewed, and I honestly love how they did basically a apology, whether it's real or not, but basically for because it's an America game, but they're going to Canada. Don't know if they actually will make it to Canada, because I again haven't seen episode 2. But I like the idea that Canada is a wild card that allows you to connect any state, because only connected states count to your total, which I think is a very interesting thing. Though I do wonder, I think it would have been more interesting if Canada was in play from the get-go, and you have in the 10 provinces and 3 territories were also in play. So in Puerto Rico and all that. Though I guess islands will be kind of hard to claim in general. But that's not the point. The point I'm just getting at is I think it would have been neat just to include Canada from the get-go. 15 American states, 10 Canadian provinces, and both countries' territories. Could have been interesting. But I can understand why they did it this way, because it's an America game and it's a wild card, not a state card, which, even though it comes up that way, it behaves as a wild card because it allows you to do things that you normally would not have been able to do, which makes it very interesting from the perspective of a wild card, which is supposed to be more so a wrench into the plan. Same thing the private cards, so a wrench into potential plans. And both teams, of course, begin. And speaking of the teams, Ben and Adam, as always, they go claim Tennessee. Yeah, I was combining words together. And then Sam and Amy go to claim Illinois. And if you don't know Amy, she's been mentioned before. She's a wonderful employee. She's done a lot of behind-the-scenes stuff for Stateside Scramble, and she was also in the hide-and-seek New York half season that they did as well. But this is her first full-on season, and I think that's very neat because many of us have been wanting to see her actually participate in the game, and we got that taste with hide-and-seek New York, and I think a lot of us, especially if you go into the Reddit, have been pushing for a bit more to say hey, we want more Amy, and we're finally getting that. And of course they claim Illinois, and Amy knows the meme. So if you don't know, there's basically a meme, the Con Knight of Illinois, J.B. Pritzker is a great con kind of deal, and when they claimed Illinois and Sam and Amy called Ben, she said that they've claimed the great Con Knight of Illinois, since she knows the memes. She pretty much states that she's from Illinois, Chicago, so of course she's going to know the memes. But I just love that. How well the other characters were that? I don't know. Because there's very much an online meme kind of thing. There's a lot of Illinoisans who don't know the meme because they're not online. But I just love that meme is referenced. Probably most people didn't even pick up on it, but to those of us who know the meme, I'm so happy that we get to see it. And also, seeing places I'm vaguely familiar with, that part of Chicagoland is not my stomping grounds, but still, I'm vaguely familiar with some of that stuff. Know what drains look like for sure, yep, there's Metra. And the challenge involving a train as well, where you have to play 20 questions basically on the train, yes and no answers. And basically what the answer is, Amy pretty much guessed right off the bat, but in playing the game itself, did not get into the third or fourth question. Honestly, her first question was really good. It eliminated a lot of weird stuff, kind of stuff that Illinois is known for. Probably then I would have asked Lincoln or sports related is my second question if I was her, kind of deal. But hey, I'm not her. I wasn't playing the game. But the fact that, she knew what the potential answers were going to be. She predicted all the answers correctly. Because they had a set amount of answers that Tim could think of. And she predicted it correctly because she knows the state. And honestly, she got it correct. And of course, Ben and Adam had the more harder challenge. Eating hot chicken and answering questions, even though the questions are fairly easy. More hard challenge, it feels like. Probably mostly because, hot chicken is spicy. And then the challenge in Mississippi, which is near the end, was also more challenging as well. Just because, you have to deal with water. Yeah. Overall, it was a good episode. I had a fun time enjoying it. I can't wait for episode 2, so I hope to see you then. Yeah, I know I recorded this vertical. Probably is going to end up horizontal, but hey, who cares? This is my extra channel. It's for me, a sing around. Anyhow, I hope you had a good time watching this. Let me know your thoughts on Jedi the Game, Stateside Scramble in the comment section. And well, hopefully episode 2 continues up. And yes, I'm doing minimum editing for this because extras.